Hello everyone, Succulents Box here, and in today's video we're going to share some tips and tricks on how to properly take care of one of the most exciting and eye-catching succulents called Crassula Red Pagoda. Crassula Red Pagoda, also called shark's tooth, is an easy-to-grow succulent that's perfect in adding an accent to any succulent display, or even as a standalone plant. When caring for red pagodas, what you need to know first is that they are prone to pests and fungal disease. This usually happens when they are overwatered or left sitting in wet for too long. So with that in mind, it's ideal to use a well-drained soil. You can either purchase a ready-made one from a local store near you or blend your own soil mix. And there are a few combinations you can try, like mixing 1 part perlite or pumice, 2 parts sand or poultry grit, and 3 parts potting soil. You can also use clay soil in growing your red pagoda. Then just add some well-rotted manure, humus, or any other compost. Just make sure to thoroughly mix it for consistency. Sunlight also plays a major role in keeping red pagodas happy. Though they can be grown under light-shaded areas, it is best to expose them to at least 4 to 6 hours of bright morning sun, especially if you want them to display their deepest and most vibrant color. And the most recommended location where they can get the best amount of sunlight is in a south-facing area in your home or garden. Just don't forget to give them some shade for midday, as prolonged hours of direct sunlight exposure in the afternoon can lead their leaves to turn brown. Aside from using the right kind of soil and proper light exposure, water also plays an important part in growing a healthy red pagoda. Again, overwatering is the most common reason why they get sick and eventually die, so make sure that you're giving them just the right amount of water. This can be achieved by allowing the soil to dry out completely in between a good soak. One trick to determine when to water red pagodas is to use a humidity or moisture stick and dip it into the soil. And now we know the light and watering needs for your red pagoda. What we're going to show next is how you can stress it enough to make it change colors from a plain green to a very rich red with these 2 factors. How? Lessen the amount of water you give your red pagodas. For example, you normally water your red pagodas once every 7 to 10 days. Change it to once every 2 weeks, and at the same time, increase the time they spend under the sun. Make sure to transition them slowly. If water and light stress isn't stressing your red pagoda enough to make it red, then you can also acclimate it to dropping temperatures for as low as 40 degrees Fahrenheit. This should help make it show some blush of red in just a few days or so. This is actually simple. First, you have to get some cuttings from the mother plant. Next, allow cuttings to dry out for at least a day or 2 until a callus is over. After a callus is formed, you can now stick it into a soilless medium, and you're done. Once your cuttings root, which can happen in just a month, you can now plant it in a container and be displayed together with your other succulents. One of the most intriguing qualities of having grown red pagodas or even any other succulent is that you have the option to make them more pleasing to the eye by covering the soil using gravel or pebbles. Doing this, however, is not very recommended as it can trap moisture, of course, may lead to root rot. Just be very wary if you still want to try this, and make sure to give your succulent proper drainage and watch out how much your watering routine is. And that's it in today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed and found these tips helpful in growing a very attractive Crassula Red Pagoda. We'll see you all again next time.
For more, you can find us at succulentsbox.com or on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest.